If you're pre-diabetic, your body is no longer tolerating carbohydrates well. So you can exercise until you pass out. But if your A1C is high, we need to stop putting in this fuel. I like to think about it like a hoarder's house. There's no room left. There's stuff on the lawn. It's coming out of the windows. What would you do? You wouldn't be like, we should have more stuff. You'd be like, no, whoa, we got to get everything out of here. You've got to burn some of those carbohydrates, ideally, maybe go for a walk, but stop putting them in. That's number one. We've failed the public miserably by giving them these low calorie, low fat, restrictive diets. You cannot ask people to be hungry for a prolonged period of time. People can do it for weeks, maybe months, those stupid slim fast Nutrisystem nonsense. But asking people like, hey, look, I want you to be satiated. I want to make sure you're getting lots of good food. Your body can no longer tolerate carbohydrates. So let's have animal proteins, fats, maybe some fibrous vegetables. Is this forever? Not necessarily, just like anything else. Once you're metabolically healthy, most people can flex in some carbohydrates. I think that's totally fine. We don't have to be pure carnivore or keto. And that's another thing. You're allowed to heal. I think sometimes in the carnivore and keto communities, they get dogmatic. We're going to be carb-free forever. No society was purely vegan or purely carnivore. Even throughout evolution, we know people use barks and grasses and things like that. Certainly, most calories came from large like megafauna, the meats, the organs, the fat. It is interesting that people get very hung up on when people also do this worked and this stops working. And it's okay to kind of flex it around and figure it out.
That's one of the takeaways I want for the reader is that it's not one way is going to work for everyone. It's about figuring out work for you. And it's fluid, right?
Yes, it's fluid and it's nuanced. How I would counsel someone who's anorexic and underweight who has severe mental health issues is going to be very different than someone who's 400 pounds and type 2 diabetic. And a lot of people I work with that are, unfortunately, more of our culture is diabetic. They're like, God, am I never going to be able, like telling people never to, the brain just struggles with never. You tell someone never, they immediately better do it now. I better eat all the cookies now because I'm never going to do this again. That's not, no, it's just not now. Let's get you metabolically healthy. And then maybe we can once again, and most of the time people feel so much better eating more protein and fat that they're fine. They're like, oh, I don't really need that. Or if they have it, they're just like, oh, I had a little bit, it was fine.
I actually came across something. I went paleo about 9 years ago and my mental health, I tell that to everyone. I'm like, that's the number one thing that changed. You just feel amazing regardless of everything else. But I saw a meme yesterday talking about how longevity is such a buzzword now and everyone's trying to live as long as possible. But they joke, if you're not eating pasta and cookies and candy, you're not going to enjoy it. And I'm just, oh, but you will. You don't get it.
It's great. Like, I feel like I'll spend the rest of my life just being grateful for my health. And as a dietitian, nobody said, hey, going into ketosis could potentially improve your mental health. And that never occurred to me. And it wasn't until my running fell off a cliff and I decided I would never run again and adopted this way of eating because I was like, shit, if I'm not running, I shouldn't eat so many carbs. That the whole world opened up. Oh my God, I'm not anxious. I like myself. And then that led to research. And I was like, oh my God, there's all these clinical trials on. At that time, we have much more now, but this was 2019, specifically type 2 diabetes. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I thought I was going to go in the hospital I was working at. I was like, oh, we're going to change the health of our, look at all these studies. Look at what we can do. No, that's not how it works in a clinical setting. When you become healthier, it's not just you. And I'm sure you realize this too from when you're paleo. How has it changed? I am better to my community, to my wife.
Yes.
Everything.
It's
like,
supposed to be.
When we're healthier, we can contribute more. It has a ripple. I've had people I work with be like, I'm a better mom. So I'm better to my kids and the kids are going to be better